edition of the Danny Sancomb Show. I'm your host, Matt Keifer. With me, as always, head coach Danny Sancomb. It's the first one here in 2025, our second one of the year. So it's been about a month since we've done this. So we had Christmas, New Year's, all that stuff, but we had a lot of basketball in between there.
We have.
So looking back, first one here since last show was December 14th, a game in Hammer Hall, one of those ones that was, go back to Hammer every once in a while, it's kind of a throwback kind of contest there. Graduation was that same day, so the convo was a little busy, so it was right next door. It's a nice feature to have, sort of having two facilities right there. Faced the school of Wilmington, a team that don't really face a whole lot, but it was a scrappy bunch, and it definitely gave trouble for the Vulcans there.
Yeah, we just did not play well, really on either side of the basketball. And it was a funny game as far as we got down by quite a bit early in the first half and cut it to manageable. And in the second half, they were able to extend the lead big again, and we were able to cut it down late. But then we just kind of ran out of gas, and just didn't think effort was good and execution was very good that game.
It's one of those games you talked about the lead there. They got a 20-point lead with about 7 minutes left. Big factors were they're shooting 7 of 12 from three-point line, and in the first half they finished 21 of 21. I don't know if I've ever seen a team finish 100% from the free throw line, especially when you're shooting 21 times in the game.
Yeah, we fouled a lot in the first half to give them points, and in the second half, they had some guys that hadn't shot the ball particularly well in the season, and they got hot and shot the ball very, very well in the second half. So it was a frustrating game for us. We just couldn't muster up much offense, and our defense wasn't very good.
And in that first half, too, I referenced they were 21 of 21. Cal was 17 of 20, so it was free throws all the way around. It was 46-38 at half, and definitely a lot of points scored at the free throw line. But in that game, Dolman Alexander really had a big game, 21 points, 15 rebounds, and just played really well both ends of the floor. Had a couple blocks and 4 steals.
Yeah, Dolman played solid that game. He did. He was very active and actually had a lot of passion that came out in that game about wanting to win and communicating with his teammates and timeouts and so forth. So that was positive to see from him. Dolman's had a solid year for us thus far. We obviously need him to continue to play at a high level.
Yeah, and in the game too, Cam finished with 20 and Jordan 16. All those points at the free throw line. In that game, though, Caden Haney comes back for the first time in 2 weeks, so he definitely saw a little bit of idea of taking time off. But also in the lineup missing was Donald, who is still sitting out with some injury time.
Yeah, it was good to get Caden back, though. When you miss time, he was just a little bit rusty in that game, just a little bit step slow, and just wasn't his normal self. And just takes a little bit of time to get back into the groove of it. And obviously, not having Donald with a team that presses a lot was a struggle for us at times. So getting him back will help with that.
And facing a Wilmington school is not a PSAC team, so it's one of those ones non-conference. A little bit of time they're trying to figure everything out. But then you come back in the PSAC crossover play, going back to the normal gym against Bloomsburg. A team there ended up suffering an 86-84 loss right there at the end there. Tough way to end that contest.
Yeah, we struggled that game early, and I thought we showed good fight last 6 minutes. We gave ourselves a chance to get a shot at the end and win the game. We just didn't execute, and we didn't get a shot. So it was a little bit frustrating from that standpoint, when you have the ball with about 4.5 seconds left on the side and you can't get a shot off. We've got to be better, with that. So that was a little bit frustrating for us. But I thought the last 5 or 6 minutes that we did show some fight and spark and almost were able to steal that game from them because they had played better than us up to that point.
And that's the game there. Don comes back and plays that game, but you can see a little bit of rust there. He goes 4 of 16 from the floor, and all 4 were three-pointers. But Dahlman, again, 22 and 11, big double-double there. And just to see the difference in aggressiveness in the team, 2 free throws in the first half, 18 in the second half.
Yeah, I think we were hurt a little bit. Cam got in foul trouble in the first half, didn't play a lot, and he just against the zone just creates space for everybody. And I think when he was able to play, and I think he played all 20 minutes of the second half, we were just better offensively out there spacing. There was a little bit more lanes to drive and kick, and he was able to make shots as well. And we played better in the second half offensively as far as moving the ball and getting open shots, and I think that's why we shot the ball better in the second half.
Yeah, you referenced Cam there. He had 22 points in 26 minutes right there. Tells you he shot 4 of 8 from the three-point lane. And Duncan Moy played 18 minutes that game, had 7 points, 4 boards, and 6 assists. Really passed the ball well there, especially for a freshman.
Yeah, he did a good job getting some offensive rebounds and then drawing another defender on him and dropping it off to score. When he got an offensive rebound, he didn't score off of him, but he was able to give the assist to the player that did. So he was active with that. We need him to be active. He's athletic and has the ability to make those type of plays.
Yeah, and then from there, you go to the last game of 2024. In last game, in PSAC crossover play, you guys travel out to Kutztown and get I'm sure, a very happy bus ride home after getting the first win in a while, getting the 87-73 victory at Kutztown.
Yeah, very happy. We needed a win, and our guys had to fight for it. We were in a ton of foul trouble, especially in the first half, and we had to put a lot of different types of guys in there that usually don't play together. But we figured it out, and we were able to get a nice win on the road right before Christmas break, and hopefully, we wanted to take some momentum into that moving forward. But it was just a good team victory. A lot of guys did some good things offensively and defensively, and we were happy to get the win.
Yeah, Donald was out that game again, just nursing the hamstring, but Keandre makes his third start of the year, first one since December 7th. You referenced a couple guys stepping up. Cam and Jordan had 27 and 23. Those guys really shot the ball well that game.
Yeah, they got good looks. When they get good looks, they're going to make them. We screened well for those guys, and we moved the basketball. A big thing in that game, I remember, we had a lot of assists, and we shared the basketball, and we cut well and just screened well, and we executed well. When you do that, you're going to get some good looks.
Yeah, he had 14 three-pointers in that game, had 25 assists, so those are perfect numbers there that you'd like to see, especially for a team to be able to spread the floor. In that game, Kane goes for 12 and 7, and then Duncan adds 11 off the bench. So you really had nice depth, had 5 guys in double digits, with Keandre adding 10 too.
Yeah, and Keandre had a bunch of foul trouble, so he was very limited in that game as well. But we distributed the ball well. Anytime you have 25 assists, usually for us, that's going to lead to victory.
Yeah, he ended up shooting over 53% from the floor, so it was one of the best shooting games you've had of the season. So it's a lot easier to win games when you put the ball in the basket.
For sure, no doubt about it, no doubt about it.
So that was looking back at the 2024. We'll take a break here, and we'll take a look here at the beginning of the PSAC West play with a start against Gannon, a team I was quite familiar with over the last couple months.
Coach Danny Sancomb and the Vulcans men's basketball is ready to take the conference and the nation by storm this season. A non-conference schedule that starts on November 8th is followed by the PSAC West play in January. Pack the Convocation Center with 13 home games featuring non-conference foes such as Concord, Lincoln, and Wilmington, as well as conference opponents IUP, Gannon, Slippery Rock, Clarion, Edinboro, Seton Hill, and Pitt Johnstown. Follow Cal Vulcans for the all-up-to-date schedule. Catch all the games on YouTube with CUTV Sports 1 and also the PSAC Digital Network.
If you're buzzed and doing this to make yourself feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
Hello, welcome back to the Danny Sancomb Show. I'm your host, Matt Kiefer. Here with me is Coach. New year starts PSAC West play, but before we talk about that, just talk about the idea of the challenging and the schedule, how it's sort of choppy. You play a lot of games early, you have a break with Thanksgiving, you come back, play a little bit, then you have to take time off for finals, then you play a couple more weeks, and then you have time off for Christmas and New Year's. Just how difficult is that, trying to keep the idea of rhythm, especially for a team that's going through so many injuries and also is relatively inexperienced to playing together?
Yeah, that's the season. That's Division II basketball. For us, Thanksgiving isn't a very long break, so maybe I think our guys got 2 days off for Thanksgiving. That was it. So that's not too bad. But when you get into, the week before or the week during finals, you have that week off. So you're trying to adjust practice schedules and trying to balance the time for them to be able to study and be successful on their exams. And then, you play 2 games, 3 games, and then you have the week off for Christmas. It's important that guys do stuff over the holidays. And, you need to, keep your edge. When you take a week off, it's tough. And, we were a little bit fortunate there, though we didn't perform well. We had an extra day of practice because our game was moved back a day. But I could just tell, it was the first game that we played. We were a little bit sluggish, slowish. We didn't cut well. We didn't move well. And, that's a tough team to play. They're a very good team, well-coached team, and they play a unique style, so they're going to press and trap. So they're going to, make you play more possessions than you normally do. And I think as the game went on, we just kind of wore down a little bit through that process.
Yeah, we opened the year with Gannon, their team. It was in the rematch of the PSAC championship. But again, saying a rematch, both rosters are virtually entirely different from last year. Coaching staff is relatively the same a little bit. And Gannon, head coach, goes to Division I. They promote the assistant. And this is their last game playing at the Cathedral Preps gym, which is a crazy stat looking at between volleyball and basketball. I don't think they lost a game there. The three sports, it's insane. I don't know why they want to go back to the old hammer mill, but I think it's one of those things there. I'm sure Prep would love to have their gym back. But it's just a unique place to play there in terms of that gym. It's a little bit smaller like the high school gym, but the environment is different, especially for so many guys who didn't play in that gym really last year.
Yeah, but it's a great facility. They're blessed to have it's a great gym. It's a great facility. And they made a comment, I heard it on the PA after we lost the game, that their women's basketball team and men's basketball team never lost a game there. And you could throw volleyball in there too. That would be tough to go back to the new place for sure.
Yeah, but in that game, I referenced how again so many new faces. Only 3 guys that played for Gannon were on the roster last year, and 2 of them were on the bench. So just the idea of facing so many new guys, not only is it for Cal, but also for Gannon. It's just the challenge of trying to get rosters all settled in and trying to figure everything out together.
Yeah, like I said, though, they play such a different style. I'm very familiar with it with, the years with West Liberty. They're going to sub 5 guys at a time, and they really try to, wear you down through the course of a game, and they really are scrappy in the backcourt, trying to create turnovers and just add possessions to the game. And they do a very good job with that, and they punished us. They were ready to play, and we weren't.
Yeah, in the game, Donald had 14, Keandre had 11, a couple guys around 8 to 11 points there as well. But just one of those things, the contest was 108 to 71. But the Vulcans, 6 to 30 from three-point line, tried to shoot it, but just ball wasn't going in that day. But the thing is, the basketball, you have another game coming up. Yes, it was a short break with playing Saturday, coming back around on Wednesday, especially with the snow we had. But the guys still had practice yesterday and things like that. You're getting ready for Slippery Rock tomorrow night. What have you seen so far on Slippery Rock, a team that was supposed to be in the top of the PSAC West standings in the preseason poll?
They're playing good basketball. I think they've won 6 in a row now. They got off to a little bit of a slow start, but they had some injuries. Guys are back. They're playing at a high level. Had a nice win last night at Pitt Johnstown. They're long. They're athletic. They have the ability to multiple guys to attack off the dribble and get in the lane and finish or drop off to create easy opportunities. And their length on defense, is challenging. They have a lot of guys. They're not real big this year, but they're 6'4", 6'5", but very long and athletic, and they guard in the half court and make things difficult for teams.
And we talked about the choppiness. Now we're in that stretch of the season where it's a routine of Wednesday, Saturdays. But again, there's so many games still left to play. So it's been a tough start to the season just because of so many injuries, and a lot of these guys probably won't be seeing them again this year. But the idea of these new guys have to step up and find their roles and find a way to battle through this PSAC West schedule. Yeah,
and I think, for us, like practices the last 2 days have been much different than they would be during a normal season. Like we're playing a lot of young guys, so we had so many guys out this year. So traditionally you'll get more reps in the preseason with younger guys, but we had other guys that were, getting those reps. So we're really kind of like in preseason mode still right now, as far as we got to get better as a team. We got to become better passers, better screeners, better cutters, better shooters, better defenders on the ball, better help. There's a lot of things, that we're working on. And I think, to progress through the season, I say at one time, we thought we had a chance to compete for our league, compete for the region, and hopefully compete for a national championship. That has had to change with the number of injuries that we've had. And, our goal obviously now is to get better each and every day, which is always a goal of our team, but we've really got to take that into consideration with the young group that we have. And though we did really play poorly at Gannon, we have bounced back the last 2 days and have had very good practices. And now you just kind of hope that translates into Wednesday, and we have an opportunity to play well at home and get some momentum and get a big win. To beat Slippery Rock is going to be a challenge. We're going to have to play at a high level on both sides of the ball. They're very, like I mentioned, very talented, very good team that's very hot right now. And, to beat a team like that, it's going to boil down to toughness and execution. And we have to get better in both of those areas.
Well, again, the Vulcans take the floor tomorrow night, Wednesday, against Slippery Rock at the Convocation Center, 7:30. Coach, thanks for the time. We'll see you here shortly. It won't be a whole month between our next visit, but thanks for taking the time today.
Always.
You've been watching CUTV, the Sancomb Show.